Thank you so much for the stage. It's been a great time here for the past yesterday. We're Truedime. We power the dream force of America. And by that, I mean people who dream and want to work on their dreams, which includes a lot of people here in this room and more, I hope. What's the problem with these? These guys, if you're working for yourself, you probably sympathize with it. You don't get paid on time. You get paid on an irregular schedule. Bills, sadly, don't follow that. Life doesn't work according to how you get paid. So income risk, unpredictable income, cash flow mismatch, liability risk, which is obviously very clear to a bunch of you because you're insurers in this room. When you're working for yourself, and many times you are exposed to risks that are not covered, or who covers them is not very clear, and ultimately it falls to you because the income risk is especially connected to the liability risk because you have to work to make money. And the compliance bit, which is basically as a freelancer, I'm supposed to do the work of an entire HR department as one individual. That includes filing my taxes, making sure I'm covered, and of course, making sure my cash flow works well. And this is not just me. This is 57.3 million people in the US who contribute $1 trillion or more. And 47% of them are working millennials. Just to get an idea, this always gets people. This is the growth rate of the US freelance population compared to the workforce. It's almost on the breakout of exponential, if I can use that. The biggest reality that a bunch of insurers in this room are concerned about is what happens when you reach this stage. In 10 years from now, 2027, when the majority of the workforce in the US is no longer working for an employer. So the current methods you have to sell to them, which includes going and convincing an HR department to sign on for your life insurance policy or sign on to your health insurance, is no longer going to work because you're not going to get the millions of people you do right now. There'll be individuals, it'll be hard to target them, and your broker networks, your referral networks that you've set up won't really work in this world. Try to sort of dig into this population because I want this to be an experience for you guys to understand what we've been learning for the past few months. Independent contractors, if you look at the whole freelance population, there's generally a variety of people. You have business owners, these are people on Shopify, these are people with like deeper needs. They're probably hiring people. They're temp workers. These are staffing companies, moonlighters, people, and many in this room who are working for something on the side to just supplement their income. And diversified workers, I guess that means folks that have multiple sources of income. The real chunk of the people that we're targeting are independent contractors. These are truly individuals who work for themselves, who don't have employees, who basically find contracts and do their job that way. And focusing on who these people are, 47% of them are millennials, what you would call people who are younger, who haven't been exposed to how insurance works in the past, probably don't even know and understand what insurance means. And most of these people make money. So the usual sort of wisdom is, freelancers don't make money, do they have money to buy insurance? That's probably not true, and that's changing. Where you see, since 2014 compared to 2017, you have a huge increase in the number of people who make upwards of 75K, which is the metric anyways you're targeting with your. The biggest challenge that freelancers have is access to affordable benefits, finding good debt, saving for retirement, and being able to put money. And this is essentially shared by freelancers and non-freelancers alike. The biggest being unpredictable income, which is the challenge that, basically for them. If you look at how things have worked right now, I think someone mentioned yesterday about the idea of putting workers' comp as part of your payroll. That has worked really well for folks who are employed, but for freelancers, it doesn't tend to work well because most of them want to get paid right away. They don't want you to trifle with their cash flow. It's something very sacred to them. And in fact, most of the people, if you've talked to them, have said a few of these reasons why they don't choose freelancing, and more people will. To just jump straight in the demo, what we've done is we've made a platform that allows freelancers to interact and get access to benefits and credit. The way we do it is by focusing on building a very easy service. We don't want to build an invoicing platform because there's a bunch of quick things out there that already do it. I'll just run through a couple of samples. So, I'm trying to create a new invoice. It asks me who I should bill to. Right there, it allows me to send an invoice and asks me whether I want to add a E&O insurance policy to this project for $5. I go, yes. And it says done. Your policy details are sent over email. Let's focus on another thing, collections. That's a big problem that freelancers have, is making sure you're getting paid on time. Say there are a couple of invoices due in the next couple of weeks. I select both of them. Truedime will call, email these clients and remind them as a business manager for the freelancer to basically pay up the invoice. And in between that time, if I needed money, I just go say, sure, I need $1,500 for an advance. And it says, fine, done. We'll send out a credit to you in your bank account. There are a couple of other things that we do around reports. So essentially, a lot of freelancers have trouble understanding how much money they're making. So, just a simple one, a snapshot, like how much did I make this month? And it basically looks at your accounting software, finds out how much you made, and then gives you a snapshot of how much money you made. The idea is to build basically a very easy way for freelancers to interact with their business. That's how Truedime looks at it. Instead of building another piece of software, let's build services that people can interact with and feel more connected to. Yep, I think we're good. Yep, thank you so much. Just run through a couple of slides. I think we're 45 seconds out. Basically, our distribution is free. All this you saw is completely free to the freelancer. They don't pay a single dollar for it. The way we make money is, of course, by selling insurance and credit. And we think we're better than current methods out there, because right now you have a bunch of folks that are writing insurance directly. So they sell insurance, that's the value they provide. But usually, the people you reach are the people on the high motivation scale. So these are high-risk individuals who are familiar with risk, who know that they're risky, and then will buy your insurance. But you don't really want to reach them. You have to understand and ask the question, do you really want to talk to these guys? At the end of the day, you want to target the guys at the bottom of the motivation scale. These are folks that will never, ever think of insurance. Even if you put up a 4th of July firework that says buy insurance, they just don't get it. We help them by providing a service that's incidental, that they will use in their everyday lives, and embed insurance within that. So you can get the folks in the lower on the motivation scale, but essentially the customers you want. The idea that we're trying to go for essentially is the world should be more free. People should be willing to do things they want in life and not be constrained by a job or a set of benefits they get. And that's the world we're driving for. So bring back the social contract, scale up being the brother's keeper. That's what we're going for. Thank you so much.